Philadelphia Eagles 25, Tampa Bay Buccaneers 11. Look, that's just the story of the game. That's how it went down. Like I said, well, wasn't pretty again. at least for the offense. The defense was excellent. This was the best defensive outing we had. That defensive line, like I said, man, before is the best defensive line in the game, period. Especially up the middle. We got the young next Aaron Donald type dominant player in Jalen Carter. And then Jordan Davis ain't too far behind him. Jalen Carter is a monster though, man. Causing fumbles, wreaking havoc, man. It's going to be practically impossible to run against us, especially when we get to the point where those two guys are in there. Ain't going to be no running, man. Georgia Bulldogs. Then we had a Nolan Smith sighting. He had a nice little hit. Reed Blankenship. Listen, I'm a man of honor. I'm a man of honor. Like, I've been hard on the young boy. Listen, I'm gonna this time offer him a formal apology. You know what I mean? He's a player. I still don't know if he's the ideal free safety for the team, but I am more convinced that he could actually be a very, very good strong safety. Sidney Brown, good play, prevented a touchdown. This is what I was trying to tell you guys about him. Like, Sidney Brown may not be the guy to read everything right now and react. However, athleticism, speed, jumping ability, all those things make up for it. Length, you know what I mean? He prevented a touchdown. That, big time. So you had him prevent a touchdown, and you had Reed Blankenship grabbing a pick. So just imagine you have those two as your starting safeties to go along with the corners we got. You know what I mean? Josh Jobe had another little rough go at it, but he played well. I mean, I have no complaints about really anyone on the defense, really. So kudos to the defense. They are the ones who really get the credit for this game. Really, I feel like we only gave up really 3 points. That last 7 that Tampa Bay got, I feel came as a result of the Eagles' philosophy of once they were up 25-3, for some reason they go into this soft coverage mode where they're trying to run the clock down. It's some analytics nonsense that they do. I don't like it because though it may work against Tampa Bay, may work against teams like, the Giants subpar competition like we faced last year, I got this feeling, man, if you're in a situation where you get up against a Buffalo, or you get up against a, God forbid, Miami Dolphins, you cannot employ that strategy. They will make a comeback if you're playing off their receivers and all of that kind of stuff. So I do not agree with it. Though I guess they feel like it hasn't hurt them too bad. I mean, but I'm telling you, I don't agree with it. I believe the goal of a defense should be to get 3 and outs, to get off the field. The defense should not be out there looking to drain the clock. You drain the clock with your offense. That's what you do. Defense should be out there getting 3 and outs. And the defense should have high standards, just like the offense has high standards. People complain when the offense, even if we go out there and run for 200 yards, people are going to complain that Jalen Hurts hasn't thrown for 400 yards, that he's not, 80% completion and, throwing for 5 touchdowns every week, right? These are the things people are going to complain about. But when it comes to defense, they're fine with giving up a bunch of yards. They're fine with not being first in points allowed, not being first in yards allowed, and all that kind of stuff. And I don't understand it. Why have high standards for one part of the field or for one side of the ball, and to have these low standards for the other side of the ball? I'll never understand it. But anyway, back to the game. DeAndre Swift was the star of the offense again. Along with that offensive line. I am curious about Landon Dickerson. I got to find out what happened with him. That's huge that Landon went out. He went into the tent and didn't come back into the game. I don't know if that was a precautionary thing or if he's really hurt. I guess we'll get the news on that. A.J. Brown, all right, had a good game, over 100 yards. receiving. I think he had 8 or 9 catches. It's good to see him and Hurts go ahead and do that. I never felt like it was a big problem anyway, but whatever the case, that's good, man. Makes him feel good. Jalen Hurts on the interceptions. I really didn't have a problem with either interception today. Because if you look at the context of the game and when they happened, I believe the interception to DeAndre Swift was likely DeAndre Swift cutting one way where Hurts expected him to cut the other way. I think that's because they're new to the offense, new to each other, and that was a miscommunication. Even Troy Aikman felt it was a miscommunication, and he knows what that looks like because he's played football in the NFL for over a decade. When he played, so I think that was likely a miscommunication. Okay, the other one where he took a shot to Devontae Smith. I mean, it's probably a ball that shouldn't have been thrown, but it's not like a game-killing interception that just kills you, prevents you from winning. It was like it was a shot. Tampa Bay was playing a coverage where they try to take away the deep passes. That's what people are doing, and he took a shot, and the safety went and made a play. I didn't have a problem with it. I mean, you gotta test these defenses at some point sometimes, and that's the chance you take, man. A lot of the great quarterbacks have thrown interceptions like that all the time. I mean, personally, that pick didn't bother me. Like some people will. I mean, just a troll will say, "Well, Jalen Hurts has 3 picks." I heard one Dallas troll say Jalen Hurts has 3 picks, and Dak only has 1. Yeah, but the difference is Dak's interception came at a time where they needed him to convert in order to win a game. Whereas Jalen Hurts, you're talking about you're up 20, you're up big on the team, and at least it was an interception that put the team in a situation where they would have to drive the field. So those interceptions are not created equal. Don't even try that. Well, as far as the offense goes, we weren't the best in the red zone today, especially early on. But this team is finding ways to win, man, as we're struggling, as we're chugging along through it. And I think I saw some positive signs on the offense. I felt like the ball was being moved a lot better through the air than it has been. Slow steps. You could take that route, this whole idea that, I have this high bar for Jalen Hurts and I want to see a certain thing. You could do that all you want. What I'm going to do is enjoy these wins, as they come. What I see is a team that, is finding ways to win. Like I said, I remember the New England Patriots went through a whole season where their average margin of victory was like 3 points, 2 or 3 points. It was around 2006, something around there. It might have been 2004 season actually. Also, New England. I mean, they won a Super Bowl, 13-3 against the Rams. That wasn't that long ago. It was actually about 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. So, I mean, it's different ways to win in the NFL. And as long as your team is winning, your team is 3-0, that matters. Right now, we are sitting atop the NFC East as we fight, man, to prove that we're the best team in the conference again. We'll get a chance to prove it. We'll get a chance to play 49ers. We'll get a chance to play, I think that's the only undefeated team left because Dallas, what happened with them. So it'll be us and the 49ers as most people predicted. So need to get it together by then, I guess. But yeah, go Birds.